Reminds me, Jen said earlier today, Ben, that occasionally you remind her of Mickey Mouse, your voice. And she's like, oh, we go to BlizzCon. You need to have him try to talk like Mickey to Xander and see if he freaks out.
Hot dog! I sure like battle pets.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, John apparently is doing it better than I am.
There you go. Just need to get you some ears. He's really into Mickey Mouse right now.
Oh, well, you know what? There's not a better role model out there except for Spider-Man. Except everybody dies around Spider-Man.
He does have to happen.
It's a really positive message.
Mm-hmm. With great power comes great responsibility and a lot of deaths.
We did it.
A lot of death.
If you're responsible, everyone dies.
Indeed.
It's a good lesson.
Uh-huh. Yeah. We did it.
Words to live by.
The best role model is Pennywise. Come on now.
I have not seen that.
You know what it would take? No, I'm not going to say it. Hold on. I'll say it later. I saw a thing
after everybody
I saw a thing that was like, what would it take for you to go down into the sewer with Pennywise? And I had an answer, but I just realized it's political in nature, and I'm not going to say it on the show. So we'll just sidestep that one, step right around it, and I'll tell you guys later.
There's a
big blizzard bear. That would do it.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. There's a picture that I saw earlier today that is absolutely fantastic. That has to do with that. I'm gonna put my phone up to the camera, which of course the chat room can't see, but you guys maybe can.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one going around.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Wait.
So it's
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. Alligator sticking its head out of the sewer. It says, "Psst, kids, I hate that fucking clown. It's safe to come down now."
Yep, that's a standard Florida sight there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Crocodile.
Everyone's always surprised when they find an alligator in every pond in Florida. It's like, well, yeah, it's Florida. It's normal.
It's a swamp. Come on. It's. You think the magic castle just grew out of the ground? No, they reclaimed some swamp.
Yeah.
There's animals here.
Disney owns the largest swamp in Florida, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Chat's mad at you, Ben. You said a naughty word. They know.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I can't believe I did it. I said something bad, guys.
Get the soap.
Gee, guys, I'm going to drop the F-bomb right before we start Azeroth Roundtable.
Yay.
Yeah, you do that way better than I do, John.
Need to work on Goofy. Let's see if I can do his voice someday.
Yeah. Just as long as you can do the yodeling, you're good.
That's pretty good.
So tonight's topic is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yep.
We've got all the main characters.
Azeroth
When
Roundtable
will it come
presents Kingdom Hearts, a radio drama in 3 acts.
Kingdom Hearts 3. 12 years later, and we're still waiting for the release. For however many years it's been. Ugh.
Hi, guys. I'm Sora. And I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this game.
F-bomb number 2.
Oh, man.
I don't think anyone knows what's going on in that game.
No, nobody does. Nobody does. And you know what?
Let's break it down.
No, because every now and then somebody tells me they know.
And there's a wing on one guy, and another guy has another wing, but they're both one-wing angels, but they're not. And then there's keys. And then there's a rhythm game if you're under the sea.
There's a lot of zippers and wallet chains.
I got lost in Wonderland and just stopped playing after that.
And everyone's name is always mixed around, and it's...
And there's sea salt ice cream.
Yeah.
That's Kingdom Hearts. That's what I know.
We did it. We solved
it. It's weird, but I love the idea of those Keyblades and the way they look.
Mm-hmm.
And it just... I like that idea of bringing Disney and then like the whole Final Fantasy stuff together. Yeah. It's a great mashup, and I've only I played the main 2 games, and then I think Chain of Memories, that was like the card game they did. But I want to know more of the story. Bring it out already.
It's bad. You don't need to know.
When they start making their sequels, like, okay, this is 1.2, then the next one is 3.7, but then the one that comes after that is actually 2.4.
Like,
and then
they name
this
it like
one has
2.8 Final Mix Prologue.
Guys,
Yeah.
let me tell you the
What?
kind of person I am. I sabotaged my week by staying up to watch a 90-minute video explaining the lore of Destiny to me.
Oh, I need to watch that.
I
And
do too.
that's the kind of person I am. And I did that for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Oh,
I
jeez.
decided I needed to know the lore, and I watched a multi-part series explaining the lore of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And you know what I
15
learned?
hours later.
Nothing. You learned
nothing. I learned that story makes no sense even when you think that story makes
No,
sense.
there's the nothing, and then there's the heartless. You don't get those confused.
And then there's
I thought those
Wait,
were
never-ending
nobodies.
story?
there's
Are there love
Xander
dragons?
Hort, Xander Hort, Horn,
Xenohort?
Xenohort? Is that the
Xenohort?
name? Yep, he's there.
yeah.
He doesn't have a heart or something.
Does he have a
Yep.
keyblade?
He's kind of a dick.
Oh. Cool, well, let's get the show started.
I just like the way the Keyblades look. And Goofy is kind of funny.
That's it. That's all.
Goofy's kind of
Goofy.
funny. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a dog walking a dog, because that makes sense.
Well, technically, he doesn't really walk Pluto because Pluto is Mickey's.
That's true.
So
I know this intimately because of Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse that my son watches constantly.
sure, your son watches constantly.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, well, why don't you just come and stay a while? Join my clubhouse, huh?
Yep.
Well,
I'm doing a show.
I don't think Sarah likes your Mickey Mouse impression, Ben.
I don't think she likes it either.
That'll be
Yeah,
for a
she'll be the
lone
laugh
time.
track.
Ha!
That's a laugh track. I'm gonna see what I can do about maybe editing that in the entire time, just where something's funny. Just
Ha!
Uh,
Eh.
All right, what
I'm
if we-
stopping the pre-show recording?
What if we did a
and
show,
then-
you guys? What if we did
Yeah.
a show?
what
Show.
if?
What if show?
This is the reality we do the showing?
What is a show?
This?
Oh. Okay.
This. All of this. All you see before you is a
Everything the
show.
light touches.
All right.
What
it's a-
about the dark place over there? Oh no, that's
Oh.
copyright infringement. We don't
Simba,
do that.
let me tell you how shadows work, idiot. What do you think happens at night? We don't rule anything? Stupid lion.
Well, yeah. That was my Jonathan Taylor Thomas impression.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you guys want to start us off. Should we do a countdown so you know when to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, ready. Give me a nod if you're ready. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Greetings,
Hi,
gamers.
this is Mark.
This
Dolan
is
from-
Mewkow.
What?
It,
Hey, Oh, I thought you were gonna.
yeah,
was I
but-
gonna?
No.
Well, I thought I was gonna, because you were gonna, and then
No,
I was
but-
gonna say,
Yeah,
well, I.
but. And,
Okay.
well, but
Okay.
it-
How we? You should have told us how to do
No,
this. 'Cause
yeah.
Welcome to the Roundtable, episode 234. My name is Ben Bumhofer. This week we have a incredibly full roundtable, and I just realized that on Twitch I didn't change the title of the episode. So, hey guys, guess what? You have no idea who's on the show. Wahaha. With me this week, though, is John Jagger. How's it going, John?
You know what I like about the show so far, Ben? It feels like two things. It feels professional,
Oh, definitely.
and it feels like we in no way planned any of the weird odds and ends that have occurred so far. None of it seems scripted. None of it seems pre-planned. I like how natural it all feels.
That is how it goes. That's what we do.
I fully agree with you, John.
As
Damn.
do I. I concur 100%. All awesome.
Damn.
Laugh here.
Huh.
Oh, wait.
Oh. Ha ha ha.
So this week with us, we have two of our fun, fantastic, awesome people. One of them being Mewkow. How's it going, Mew?
Hello. Going well. Just the usual stuff. Dodging hurricanes and all that other kind of fun stuff.
Very good, very good. Obviously, you've dodged it because you're here, so I'm assuming everything's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good, good. And also with us joining this week, Marconin. Welcome back, Marconin.
Hey, Ben. Hey, guys, it's great to be back. It's good to see your smiling faces and hear your awesome voices again.
Aw, so nice. See, John, this is where we can play them against each other so that they try to one-up each other on how nice they are to us.
I like it.
I don't care enough.
By the end, there will be only 3.
Always 3 there are.
And
That's
fight.
not how that works. Yeah. Anyway, so this is a show about World of Warcraft. I don't know if this is the first time you might be listening or the last time. Please don't let it be the last. But okay, so here's the thing. There's something that's we've talked about on the show before. Mewkow, I know I've talked to you about it at some point, whether it's on the show or in Raid. Marconin, I know that you and I have kind of touched on it a little bit. And that's class fantasy and kind of headcanon of things and stuff that happens. So something happened to me last week that made me feel the coolest I have ever felt in World of Warcraft.
Your voice changed.
Yes, it did. No, so here's the thing. Slight spoilers on the Argus stuff.
Oh, wait, no.
Okay, so now that you're good. Okay, so has everybody gone through at least chapter 2? Well, considering in pre-show we talked about how I can't do the the dungeon yet, and you guys have, you've passed the point where I'm talking about anyway. So I guess we're good.
Yep.
But anyways, so there's a fallen titan out there, and there's a really Agamar. Is that his name?
Agramar. Yeah.
Agramar? That was close. Okay. So
Agrabah.
Agrabah.
The city from Aladdin has come to stop us.
Anyways, did you guys get the same feeling that I had when it has the cutscene where you're walking out of that building, like near the end of the chapter 2 content or whatever, and all of a sudden Agramar pops up and he pulls out his sword, and then it just shows your character and you're just like, we're doing this.
Oh yeah.
I'm standing there on my healing monk. I'm walking out. She's looking just so kick-ass right there. And then all of a sudden she just reaches back, grabs her healing staff, and gets into a fighting pose. And I'm just like, this is the greatest thing I have ever done in this game.
I agree completely. Oh, definitely. Man.
Yeah, no, I was for the first time I went through that because of my altitis. I was on my heroic warrior, and I'm a prot warrior. So when that happened, my character just pulls out the shield and the sword and is like, "Yep, let's do this." And it was just like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the same way I felt too. And of course, it's a gnome mage, so I'm like 2 foot nothing, and I get there, and still the camera angle looks so awesome. And he just pulls out, and I've got the Frostfire Remembrance, like the coloring, it's all blue, and my armor's all blue and white, so it's all matching. And he's like, "All right, 2 foot nothing, let's go, just hit it." And I was like spamming the screenshot button because I was like, "Holy crap!" I just to document it, and also just because it felt, you're right, it felt so cool to be able to see that and to have your character in it. I love it when they do that because it provides ample opportunity for really awesome looking screenshots, but also it really puts you in, it makes you even more connected to the game, more involved and inside the game, as opposed to just being at your computer and mouse. You're like, yes, I am going to do this, and then you get teleported away. Thanks, Reinhardt. y'all know that is Reinhardt's voice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Who knew?
Pretty easy to spot.
Technology.
Yeah.
John,
phrase.
Okay, so as a rogue, did it still feel roguish to you, or was it kind of the same feeling that we have, which is like, yes, we're doing this, we're kicking his ass right here, right now?
Oh, heck yeah, it felt cool, because my rogue's not a sneaky rogue. My rogue's a come at me, bro rogue, and, that fit. That was perfect. Of course my character was ready to go. Now I'm seeing the chat, and we're seeing all the horror stories.
Some of these are great, and some of them are sad.
Okay, first, let's get the one that I'm going to say. This one's on you, buddy. Draven Dresden decided to put on an Arthas costume. That's your own fault, man. You can't be mad that the cool lore video didn't apply to you when you were like, I'm gonna put on a sick costume and look like Arthas. Like, you've taken yourself out of the lore at this point, and you deserve the crotch shot that you got. Now, I do understand and feel for the shamans who were in ghost wolf form and got a very different cutscene, which was apparently the story of a giant titan picking on a small animal.
And whether it's a ghost raptor or a ghost wolf, either way.
So,
Peter's very upset.
It's, you know, it sounds like maybe there were ways for that scene to be less impressive, but I thought it looked really good.
Yeah, the one that I really like is Eludra's son. He was on his healer, and he walked out and took a book out.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you to death.
Let me drop some knowledge on you, Titan.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Oh no, I'm out of here. I'm totally bored.
Well, if it was some Vogon poetry, you know, it might do some damage.
That's true.
Very true.
This book here proves that you can't possibly exist due to these physics.
What?
But yeah, I mean, just like the little things like that, and class fantasy, and this whole expansion, I think, has done a really good job of just emphasizing the characters better than I think they ever have. I mean, can you think of a time where you felt this cool about whatever it is that you're actually playing at the time?
Yes, in the Old Republic.
Have you ever felt so great about the character you're playing in World of Warcraft? And then continue the rest of the question.
No, I think Legion has done a fantastic job since the beginning of creating really great storylines and really great immersion for each character. And right now I'm going through Broken Shore with a few alts to, of course, get the mounts. So I'm getting to see, because you have to finish the Order Hall quest line, and then you have to do all the stuff, and then you do the questing for your class mount. And it's such an awesome and different experience for each one. But with my mage, I love being a mage. I've been a mage forever, and I love, awesome. Yeah, and I love it. And this has just reinforced my love of being a mage. The glass cannon wins again. You know, it's just all the Order Hall questing, just the way that our Order Hall looks and feels, where it is. You know, of course it's in Dalaran. Of course it would be, and everything. You know, all of it is just, it's great. I love the callbacks to the armor from BC in Tomb of Sargeras. I love the updates to that, especially the updated mythic ones that look just so much awesome. And it's really done a great job of kind of customizing it for the classes and making sure that we have the room to really sit and stew in the awesomeness of our classes that we have. You know, and I'm so excited to get to the Death Knight class Order Hall campaign.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah. I've heard about with the thing with Tyrion and what happens, and I'm excited to see that. I really, really enjoyed the rogue, because I made an outlaw rogue, and I've been having such a blast with her all expansion. And I got the Raven for her. I'm working on the other colored versions of that, and the monk one was great. I just finished the monk one. I love that one. That was great too.
And you got the mount?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great quest line.
Oh yeah. And I haven't started the Warlock one. That's the next on the list. But
so speaking of those mounts, real quick, that was one of my. I had a bunch of achievements between the last time we spoke, friends, and now, and one of those achievements was I didn't put any artifact power into my other weapons. I am an outlaw rogue. That's what I am. I didn't need to waste time with the other scrub classes. Outlaw rogue. It's the way. Chat, I already saw you trying to sell me on subtlety. You weren't being subtle. I saw it. And no, it's Outlaw Rogue. It's the way to go. But I went ahead and threw a bunch of artifact power in on the others and I got all my Raven mounts. So I actually have all of those. And it turns out, guys, that I have a secret power. And I didn't know I had it, but I've learned that I had it. And the secret power is this. If I complain and say I'm never going to get something on this show, apparently I will get it within the next week, because I decided to run the 2 dungeons I had been complaining about running a bajillion times, and in one night I got both Bindings of the Windlord to drop, and I got my secret artifact appearance for Outlaw. So,
impressive.
With all that said and done, guys, I'm never going to defeat an impossible foe. It just can't be done. I'll never do it.
It's impossible.
It can't be done. Yeah. They called it impossible foe for a reason. So shucks, I don't think I'll ever get that.
Well, John, in that mindset, I am never going to get that Blazing Drake to drop from
Dragon Soul.
Thank you, Dragon Soul. I can't even think of the place because I'm just so downtrodden. And also, I'm never going to get my Torn Invitation. Ever. Yep. Ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Never going to happen.
Anything else nobody's going to do while we're testing the powers here?
Is an impossible foe, is that the tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never going to do impossible foe.
Oh, I'm never going to do that either.
Yeah, never going to. Never, ever going to do that. Never going to achieve that.
Yeah, I'm never going to do impossible foe on all of my alts. All of them.
Wow, you're setting the never ever really
swinging for the fences there.
Way to break the machine, Mew.
That's what I'm good at.
Yeah. So okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say we're talking about class mounts. As cool as the fidget spinner is for mages, I had a different idea for it. I kind of wanted more of like an arcane construct that was kind of along the lines of like the spectral, or the spectral cloud serpent with the constellations, kind of where it's like a blueprint or like a wireframe, and for that to be some kind of like arcane, like mini ley lines connecting the two for arcane, and then do the things for frost and fire.
Weird. And, you weren't into the fidget spinner? That's weird. I haven't heard any dissent from any mages before about the fidget spinner. That's very strange.
You're hearing it here first, folks.
And I do wish that that it wasn't based on spec, because I really like the arcane one, but I've been playing Frost for so long that I'm going to continue playing Frost until maybe the next expansion. And I just wish I could use the arcane one when I'm in Frost. It's frustrating.
Let's put it this way. When you said arcane construct, I thought of like the arcane golems that they have, and I pictured it just like holding you, like cradling you like a baby.
Iron Giant style.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's an interesting choice, Marconin.
Yeah. Well,
and then dragon, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and then when it flies away, I'll just keep saying Superman.
It could be worse. It could throw you over its shoulder and run around.
Yeah. Or just drag me behind it, and my head hits like every rock and tree and twig.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
Worse or better?
Depends. It depends, yeah.
There were 2 super cool new mounts. While we're talking about mounts, there's 2 really, really good ones. And I feel like Blizzard, I'm going to just say, Alliance players, Blizzard finally made up for the chopper incident, because let me tell you, you guys got the better one, no doubt about it. Oh, hands down, it's the better one.
Honestly, I think they're pretty equal. They're awesome in their own way.
So here's what I'm gonna say before I get the Hordes that I've been lifelong friends with forever mad at me for some reason, because the one time I didn't like the Horde thing, you can't be in the Horde anymore.
Mad at you, John. Never.
Here's the problem. I play with my camera zoomed pretty far in, which, if you do that with the Zeppelin mount, means that the mount is flying in the upper third of the screen, and you're actually navigating by looking underneath the mount. And let me tell you, that is the weirdest experience I have ever seen in my life. It is a really weird place for that mount to be. And I was complaining about it on the stream the other night, and one of the people watching said, well, it doesn't look like that for me. And I zoomed out, and sure enough, okay, it actually looks normal once you zoom out a bit. So apparently there's an add-on that will automatically zoom in and out, which I probably should get so I can just stop complaining about it. But it turns out if you're like me and you like to play with your camera zoomed in, that's why I don't like it. I just think
I love them.
I think it's cumbersome.
Yeah, I absolutely love both. I mean,
but it does look really good.
I will say, though, that I do like the Horde one better. I mean, it might be because of bias. It might be because the Alliance one looks like it could be a floating hot tub. I mean, one or the other. I'm not sure.
Multi-purpose mount.
Yeah, it still looks really cool, though. And that's the thing is that, I mean, this is the first BlizzCon since John and I's first BlizzCon where they've given out mounts. And I mean, the fact that it's a theme mount for both. I love the fact that both of them have like a little flag that says BlizzCon after it and everything. So it's not like overtly, there's a Murloc holding a flag on the front of a bear. As cool as I like that, and I love that mount, and I'm glad that I have it. But at the same time, when I'm really trying to, kind of put myself into the game and everything, I can't write it because it's like, BlizzCon, blah, 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 the whole time.
Well, plus that Murloc looks like it froze to death. It does not move.
That's true. Oh, can you imagine if they did an update on it where he like moves and fidgets and looks around and stuff?
Oh,
okay,
man.
Then that'd be awesome.
Well, and here's the other thing is, so yesterday everybody's riding around on their sweet new Alliance and Horde mounts for BlizzCon, and I'm in Dalaran, and sure enough, that's what a lot of people are popping up on, because everyone's like, yeah, new mounts, check them out, we got to show them off in Dalaran. That's what you do. I don't blame them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then there's one guy parked in the middle of Dalaran on his Blizzard bear. Like, just as if he's challenging everybody, like, I got the original. Come at me.
Come at me, bro.
Hipster mounter.
Okay, I kind of want to do that now.
Yeah.
I will say, though, it does bug me, though, that the Alliance one, I've tested it out. When you're on the ground, it's in hover mode, so everything's pointed to the ground. When you're flying, it switches to flight mode, even if you're sitting still. So that thing should just fall out of the sky.
I mean,
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Whereas the Zeppelin, well, it's a Zeppelin. It's always floating. It's fine.
Although oddly enough, the Zeppelin also has a hover mode, because if you do its special animation, it converts into it very briefly.
Yeah.
And fires off that big cannon.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's it's the opposite force of the cannon firing, so you don't just shoot and then fly backwards.
I did notice
that to happen.
If you're on the ground and you just leave the Alliance mount there for a minute, it has feet.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, it's got like landing sleds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck? What's going on here? And then it brings them back up and starts hovering again. It's like, okay,
that's
I didn't do that. Don't look under here.
Yeah.
Don't look.
Well, I guess it makes up for the fact that the BlizzCon goodie bag this year is very Overwatch heavy and not WoW heavy at all, except for the little pin.
Is it? Yeah. I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It may just be me. But yeah.
I certainly didn't have that tweet that I didn't think would catch any attention go just insane and get constant comments, which, by the way, I guess I should offer a public apology. Hey everybody, I'm sorry that Mercury isn't happening. I would also like to see Mercury happen. Even though that was a joke post, you're right, it's a good idea, and I'm sorry it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised there wasn't a Murloc pet, but I'm very happy that they're mounts instead. So
yeah,
I'm take it.
Okay with it.
Maybe he's hiding inside.
Yeah, maybe. I did see some people who posted that was like their 350th mount, so they got the Fellfire Hawk at that point and things like that. So it's like, good on you, Blizzard, for helping people out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But man, those mounts are awesome. Just so cool.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of funny when that mount came out. It's like I was thinking about getting the Endless Nightmare or whatever, the new mount that you have to do all the crazy stuff for.
Oh yeah,
Nightmare, yeah.
And then when we got this one, it's like, well, why do I bother now? This one's cooler.
Because the maze is fun. That's why.
Because a zeppelin slowly, like, just pacing over the ground in a place where you can't fly looks really stupid.
That maze was something else.
Oh, the maze is so good. Oh, I love that.
I almost had to pull out like a chalkboard because I pulled out Photoshop and was like putting points out on making my own map and all that and color coding it. And I'm like, well, if I go through here, I was like doing like 3D chess trying to figure out how to get to where I needed to go. But it was frustratingly cool.
And now I'm picturing you having a big giant flipping chalkboard like Doc does in Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
Just right by your desk. Just add a moment's notice where you can, this here is the...
And this is where the mouth runs skewed into this tangent.
And you're giving me a lot of visuals today. I don't know why. It just, my mind is just overactive, I guess.
I got a lot of new stuff this week, I realized, as I was going through and getting new artifact appearances, new mounts. Like, I just felt like I was a brand new character by the end of the week. I got a piece of gear that's that new, really cool-looking rogue gear that looks like a pirate, like a sweet pirate. I got a chest piece for that, and it looks amazing. It's the coolest-looking gear in the world. But there was one more thing I needed to complete the John's getting a bunch of new stuff, and I did it by participating in something that I normally just don't care about, and I got myself a new pet this week, too.
Oh.
His name's Shadow, and he's a fennec fox.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
I have to say that won me over. I was like, I have a pet now. Like, it's sweet.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job on him.
Yeah, they really did.
I love him so much.
I like that they also made him on the cat programming, so that you can sit down and bring him in your lap. That's kind of cool.
John, you saw that right?
Saw what?
If you target him and do /sit.
Oh yeah, that he jumps on your lap. Adorable. I got distracted because the chat was like, the rogue looks like a bard. Is that a bad thing? Like, it looks cool. Sometimes the chat room throws out information and I'm like, okay. Yes, it looks awesome. It's really cool. There's many pockets to put the things that I steal from people. It's fantastic. So anyway, yes, I sat and it jumped up on my lap, and it's really great. It's a really, really great pet. So that's my new pet. Yep. I figured I would make Ben happy by talking about pets for a brief moment because I got one.
You did make me happy.
And in pet related things, I've been slowly amassing pet charms by just doing the order hall missions. And I was like, and this was before I got the 300 toy achievement mount. I was like, okay, well, that's one on my list. Well, I finally saved up 1,000 and got that one that turns your companion pet into you. I haven't tried it yet, but I got it and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I learned it, and then I just like went back to another mount or something. So I'm gonna have to try that out because I haven't done it yet. But it's taken me a little while. I've been saving those things up since Warlords.
So you can walk yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can still use a leash, I think. So that's kind of weird.
I may have to test that out and screenshot that because that might be weird.
The thing is, if you get the other mirror, then you can, first of all, turn yourself into that pet. But wait, I don't know how that would work if you tried to use both of them. Yeah, I don't have the one you have. I just have the one that turns you into the pet. And I have a lot of fun in Raid with that one. We're waiting for people.
So if you turn yourself into the pet, and then you turn your pet into your old self, are you now the pet?
Yeah, then you can walk yourself by running. Really?
But you're not the one walking now because the pet's you.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Which one is me?
Who am I?
That's a good question. Interesting.
This also brought up an interesting thing I kind of thought about is, it's always interesting whenever there needs to be some kind of a charity event. Blizzard brings out these really interesting, very elaborate pets. So do you think that there's like a stable of these really awesome pets that are just waiting for some disaster to happen?
That's something that I actually kind of thought about too, because we just got the Twilight, and Twilight was the pet, and then you have the big cat mount or whatever that just came out.
Yeah.
And usually, they space these things out a whole lot, and Blizzard for the past few years has been releasing these pets closer to Christmas time, kind of around BlizzCon, in November or something. But the fact that, Harvey, Irma, everything has been happening so much like within the last week. I'm glad that they turned it on early because it gives a chance to really, get a lot of money for charity. And, it's something that we've talked about all over the place on Twitter and, on shows and just all over, that Blizzard does a great thing by doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's something that they don't have to do, but it's a small little thing. It's, just a cosmetic, fun little feature, and they make it giftable so you can give some out, which, I didn't even tell John that, the chat room's going to get one by the end of the show and, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and one of our Arcane Ratzel, she works at Blizzard, and she made mention of it the day that Shadow came out, and her tweet said that so many folks worked really hard to get Shadow ready in such short amount of time. So I'm thinking maybe they had the idea to do a pet like this, but then when this happened, they made the decision to bring it out early and just start when it's present in our minds and it can go straight to relief for the hurricane disaster. That's why they just pushed it out quick. They will finalize it. So I think it's really great that they can make those decisions quick. They can work it out. All the great artists and animators can just churn it out, put it right out there for us, and we can just start donating. So I think that's awesome that they can do that.
Yeah. John, is there any sort of pet that you would want that isn't related to a charity event? Some sort of animal or something like that you'd just be like, oh, instant, this is mine?
No, I got it. Shadow. Like, a fennec fox is pretty good. Like, I mean, short of them being like, hey, we put your dog in the game, but even then, I don't know, like, because it'd just be like my dog. Like, I can go see my dog, like, I don't know if I need that. So to me, it's just a case of like, well, fennec fox I'm not going to own unless I get one, and then I go and tell our front office, like, yeah, I got a dog. It's a long-eared...
it's a long-eared Chihuahua.
Yeah,
it's a mutt.
Long-eared Chihuahua. It's a little weird, but, we love it, and you shouldn't judge it. And that's the only way I'm going to get a fennec fox, short of, a $10 pet. So that's what I did.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, and an ethereal, so I got that too. I didn't. Yeah. Not really as a pet. He's more of a helper.
Yeah.
I haven't had mine out in so long because I really want to get the whole set of clothes that he sells, but I just never have him out to actually gain the souls. I think I'm sitting around 500 or something.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I named mine Fred.
I named mine after the nice person who gave it to me. So Nemhain, I always forget how to say it exactly. Thank you again.
What John was saying, those remind me of another thing that they kind of mentioned this week. Is if you saw the article about how the Blizzard is very pet friendly on campus. And it's kind of yes. And that's why they're so into corgis. And in fact, it very much seems like one of them put their dog in the game. They put a corgi in the game. So,
yeah.
Which one? The fire one?
Yep.
Yes.
The fire one. Exactly. The molten corgi.
Yep.
No, I will say though. Okay, so one of the corgis that you can get in game, Cornelius, you can only get him through a mission from the mission table. That mission has never spawned for me.
Really?
I don't think it has
ever.
for me either.
Ever spawned.
Huh.
Nevermore got it for me like very close to the beginning of the expansion, so thank goodness I have one and I love it to death. But I still can't believe that I've been waiting this entire time. I leveled up my people as fast as I could on my monk just so that when it popped I would be able to get it. But now across the few characters that I've actually leveled and everything, I have not seen it pop once.
Weird. I guess I don't see it anymore, but yeah, there was a period of time where I felt like it was popping up constantly for me.
Wow.
So that's
maybe if
strange.
you get it once, you don't get it again.
Well, no,
I
had to throw out corgis. I had too many corgis.
Did you learn one though?
I probably have 3 on my character. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what the rules are with it. But I know there was a point where I was like, I can't keep doing this quest. I have too many corgis in my life.
Man.
This game has put a limit on how many corgis I can get as is.
I could have given them homes, John.
I didn't know. I thought everybody was inundated with corgis. I didn't know this was a problem.
Yeah, I just have no idea why that never showed up. It's really weird.
Raining corgis. That didn't show up because they were all going to John's house.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Man.
They're like, we will give it to other players once John completes getting his corgis. I have them. I have them all.
No, you don't have them all. You need 300 first. Oh. And then, they can block the pass at Thermopylae. Anyways.
Chat says it's because you aren't pet battling, which makes super sense. So there you go.
I pet battle
problem solved.
Look, I have been pet battling my butt off in Argus. I've been catching stuff. I've been fighting legendaries. I've been doing good stuff. So you back off, Eludra. I see you in there. Yeah. One thing that I will bring up though is so speaking of all the characters that I've been doing stuff on and haven't seen the mission pop up, I am finally at 5 110s, so I'm super happy about that.
Nice.
I got my fifth one last night. An invasion popped up. I'm like, oh, I am like most of the way into 109. I'm just gonna do a couple of these and then I'll be good.
You were up too late. Because
yes, I was.
Also participated in that invasion, and I know what time that invasion was going on, and you were up too late, sir.
Well, I saw in Discord, Hunt's posted like, hey, an invasion starting soon, and that was like an hour after he posted that, so I'm like, oh, let's finish this off.
Speaking of Hunt's, sorry, this is a weird tangent, but I gotta tell you, this is a weird story. So last night, I was thinking of going to bed at a reasonable time because, as I've already established for this week, bad life decisions were made. And they continued to be made last night, which is why I know when Ben was doing the invasion, because I was doing it too. So
good job, John.
Last night, I make the big decision because it's like, okay, bed at a reasonable time or stay up and play WoW. And I chose stay up and play WoW. So I want something to do while I'm playing WoW. WoW is a great doing other things game, Netflix, podcasts, what have you. So I put on a podcast and I'm listening to an older episode, not too old, but like an older episode of the morning stream. And I'm letting it play and I'm playing the game and I'm having a good time. And there's a rare to fight, but I'm queued to do a random dungeon as well right now. So I don't want to do the automatic group finder because it'll boot me out. So I think I'll just start fighting it. Somebody else will show up. So I dive into the water and I start fighting the
snake thing?
The giant snake thing. And I'm fighting it and I'm fighting it and I'm like, oh, this is getting iffy. And I'm like, I'm going to have to vanish. I'm not going to beat this thing by myself. And all of a sudden I start seeing arrow shots go down into the water. And I was like, oh, cool. Now, while this is happening on the morning stream, Scott brings on a guest, Hunts the Wind. And I'm listening to him talk on the morning stream, and that's really cool. And so I vanish, so this will now go and attack the other person, and then I can help and continue. It's a legitimate strategy because
if you're almost dead, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, until the hunter faints death, and then it goes back to you.
So I end up deciding, but I mean that's the strategy. I get healed up while the hunter's taking the damage, and then the hunter feigns death, and then it attacks me at full health, and then I got my cooldowns and all of that. So it's really good. Sure enough, if I haven't already established it, that hunter was Hunts the Wind. So
what?
I didn't invite him into a group. I had no idea he was there, and I'm listening to him on a podcast, and he just happens to be the person that comes by to save me fighting this giant sea serpent. And I was just like, dude, you have no idea how weird the coincidence this is. And I felt bad because he wanted to tell me how he didn't get credit for the kill. He was like, yeah, for some reason I've killed this thing twice and I haven't gotten credit. And I was like, cool story. You won't believe the weird thing that just happened. I'm listening to you right now.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, so anyway, there's a weird coincidence for you. But yeah, he also sent me a message during that invasion. He's like, are you doing the scenario? I was like, no, I'm getting levels on this character and I'm going to bed because it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah. It's cool. Funny, running around doing those rares and everything. I'm at the point now where it's like, okay, I'm not on a tank. I'm on my healer, but I've got Chen with me because it's Chen. He's my tank. It's fine. And I go and I attack any rare at this point. I'm like, I can take it. It's just going to take a long time, but I can do this because Chen dies, it's like, oh crap, it's on me. I can just keep healing myself till he comes back. And thank God that they don't have like that, oh, they'll be dead for an hour before they come back like they did in Warlords.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, going through, I've gone through some fights where I've lost like 5 or 6 Chens. And I'm like, I feel a little bad about that, but it's fine. He's coming back.
You didn't lose him. He just wandered off to get drunk somewhere. That's all.
Exactly. But I mean, it's fantastic though. I can just walk right up to something. I'm like, I punch it once. Chen goes after it. I'm like, okay, wait a second or two, then punch it some more, and keep doing this. And I've gotten so many things that have been like maybe down to about 20% or something, and it takes forever because I'm a healer and Chen's not doing a ton of damage. He just trying to hold aggro as much as possible. Then all of a sudden, like it's like, oh, it's at 20%. Okay, unleash the hounds, and like that's when everybody just comes in and just destroys the thing in the last little bit. I'm like, oh, glad I could do that for you guys. Great.
Yeah. I had a similar situation this week with the lesser invasions before they did the hot fix, so you didn't have to do them anymore. Mm-hmm. But it was the night before the refresh, and I go into a lesser invasion, and I'm the only one. It's like, well, this is fun. I thought this whole system was supposed to be automatic, and people would nope, people didn't show up. So I'm basically doing this whole scenario on my own.
Oh, wow.
And it's not until I get to the boss that suddenly people just start swarming in. It's like, were you waiting? Were you like watching and just with popcorn and you're just like, oh, is he gonna die? But,
we're taking bets.
I also ran into this, but in the worst way. Actually, Mew, I think you might have been in the chat at that time when I ran into it. I don't remember now but I was streaming and I was getting really frustrated about these lesser invasion points because I went in and I was like, these seem like they're supposed to be soloable until the end where all of a sudden it feels like it should be a group. Mm-hmm. But there's no group forming, and everybody I was talking to was like, yeah, there were people in there when I went in there. I was like, well, am I just picking the most unpopular places to go? Like, what's happening? Because it's just me in there. So I went into one, same deal. I take forever to go through it, going through by myself, and I'm thinking like, all right, well, I'm going to just do this. So we get to the boss, still all by myself. Nobody else is in there. And I'm like, well, maybe I can fight the boss. It became very clear that I could not fight the boss, and I needed people. So
did Hunt show up and help?
So I thought, okay, well, here's what I'll do. I'll create a group and bring people in. But, I got to go outside to do that. So someone says, yeah, just step outside of the zone and form a group. Okay, no. So I step outside of the zone, start to form a group, go back in, and we're back at square one.
Yeah.
Or actually, what it was is I was in a group with someone who hadn't unlocked the invasion, and they said, well, maybe the reason you're not getting people is because you're in a group and they're not in there, so it's not auto-pulling people. So I kicked him. People didn't come in. Then they said, well, just leave and go back in. And I said, okay. So I left and I went back in, and we're back at stage one. And that's when I was finally like, oh, maybe I should use the group finder. But there's no overt description that I saw, disclaimer, saying like, hey, you're going to want to use the group finder for this. And well,
that's the thing.
Even the quest icon where it shows multiple people usually for like group isn't there for these.
Mm-hmm. No, the whole thing is this system is not supposed to need the group finder. It was designed to automatically do this for you because they felt it was sort of silly that you had to go run up to a boss and hit a button, wait for people to join your group, and then do this. That's why the invasions are the way they are. Like, if you think about it, for 7.3, there's not a new world boss anymore. It's a greater invasion. Yeah. So all they've done is taken the world boss and made it an automatic queue. So no, it's not. I agree. Something was broken because I went in alone. I wasn't in any group. Wasn't in a raid group. No other things. I was going into these lesser invasions and no one was showing up. So while I was in it, I created a group. And then people finally started coming.
So I had a slightly different experience, actually. So I go up to the portal because I was at the quest where Illidan's like, you've got to do a lesser invasion. But, more roleplay. And, I go up. I'm like, okay, cool. What's this all about? I'm like, I clicked it, went in there. I'm like, okay, cool. And the bar was at 9%. I'm like, oh, cool. Someone already started. This is great. No one's in there, like, at all. So I'm like, okay. So I go and I kill something, and then it goes up to like 10% or, whatever. And I'm just like, that took a really long time. I'm not going to be able to solo this thing. And I kind of looked around and waited, and I'm like, okay, fine. So then turned around, ran back, and then went out of the portal. I'm like, okay. There were, no one was there, and I'm like, okay. Kind of waited around a little bit, and then ran, did another quest, came back, and then there was like 4 AIE people just standing right there. And I'm like, need a healer? So I just got an invite. We walked in, and it was at the 10% that I left it at. And so, like, in that time, if it is supposed to be like a concrete thing, no one went in there and did anything. So maybe it was just like an unpopular time or something like that.
It's very possible. Yeah. Because that's the thing is I've gone in and it's been fine. Everyone's populated as they should. I've gone in and it's not populated. And just so everyone's clear, I don't use any of those World Quest add-ons, something like that. This is just stock Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the design.
Yeah, it's supposed to, and in fact, even the greater invasions are automatic. When I do the greater invasions, they're fine. People start streaming in, and it just works.
That's actually what happened to me too. I thought I would have to queue up because that's what I had to do for the lesser, for the graders, and I couldn't find a group for it. I was like, why are there no groups listed for this? I would think people would be excited to fight the world boss. And I couldn't find one, so I went in there and was like, well, I'll just look around, and all of a sudden a group appeared in front of me, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is how it's supposed to work. It just was not ever doing that before.
My suspicion is not only it could be the time of day, but it could be that they don't have it on Crossrealm yet. Maybe it's only doing it for...
that could be it.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, because that's it does seem to be different between Earthen Ring and the other one that we like to go into, Airy Peak. There you go.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Between the two, it does seem a little different. So I kind of wonder maybe they don't, maybe they didn't enable Crossrealm just yet.
I don't think that system's working perfectly yet. I think we'll probably see it get better because I ended up, I think it was like 3 times that I ended up having to do the quest to do the 3 lesser invasions. Could have only been twice, but I felt like that kept popping for me. It was like, oh, I got to do that. Oh, I can do that again. Oh, okay, I'll do it again. And I would say maybe 2 out of all of those I had any luck with auto-populating, and then the one greater I did. Almost always I had to use the group finder for most of it. So
that's weird.
It's very, very strange. So I think they probably got something to figure out still with that. I just wish they had, and not that it would have mattered if it was broken, but I wish they had communicated that a little bit better. Because I went in thinking I could go in by myself. And it sounds like maybe that's the idea and they would just put you with people. But then you find out only at the very end of that thing that that's not the case. And that's the part that was a little weird, is you spend a lot of time in there fighting mobs, and it's like, sure, it's challenging, but that's okay. It's okay for content to be challenging. And then you get to the boss and it's like, oh no, I actually need people here with me.
Yeah.
You want to see challenging.
Also, one more thing. The fact that it respawns when you leave is really sad.
But it didn't for me, though,
because
it stayed at that percentage.
The boss died on the gateway that appears that takes you out.
Oh, no.
Now, this didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to, because I was like, okay, he died, right click, and I'm out of the zone for some reason. And then I realized what happened, and I went back in, and I was like, oh, stage 1, not good. But it did do the thing where it will mail you the currency and all of that. So it ended up being okay, but I had this brief moment of like, oh no, all that loot.
That happened to me last week too, where it died right on the portal point. Ugh.
And you should know to be careful where you click around portals. I mean, you're a mage, and please tell me you've done, portal roulette.
I personally have not done it, but others in my raid have. And I think I helped contribute to it once, but yeah.
I've seen some pretty epic ones where there's so many mages and so many portals all in one focal point that looks like it's going to just rip something in the space-time continuum.
It probably should.
And now we know where those rips in the fabric of reality happen for the Kill Jaden fight. It's just a whole bunch of mages just like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay, so question about the invasions for you guys. And I could be entirely wrong on this. I've only done one lesser, so please excuse my ignorance on this. But I went through a portal. Now, are those portals to other planets?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because I showed up at some place. Yeah, it was like this wooded place that looked really cool, and I'm like, is this like Grizzly Hills? And then, I looked at the map and it's like a place that started with a B. I'm like, this isn't on Azeroth.
No. So you go to Endor, you go to Hoth, you go to Tatooine.
That's
okay,
true.
cool.
Yeah. I was about to say it's all Star Wars planets because
Yes.
they all have a theme.
Yes, totally.
I'm cool with that.
And then there's Blood Planet.
Yeah.
Because it's following the lore that the Burning Legion are not just invading Azeroth; they're invading everywhere,
including your blood.
Yes, especially your blood.
Can you imagine if you're like, watching these demons coming out of this portal, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of people are running after them, just killing them along the way?
Yeah. And you're you're like, well, it's dead.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a quick salute and then run back to the portal.
Just farewell, citizen. It kind of reminds me of the beginning of Star Trek Into Darkness, when they're on that planet and stop the volcano. Then I just imagine we leave and then like the natives start drawing pictures of like a gnome or a Pandaren. They start writing it on scrolls and putting it up there. So when we eventually do go there in like 17 expansions, they're like, "It's you."
Look, I know that realistically they can't make this what it should be for this to not be this way, but like the thing I always picture is like we finish off the boss and it's like, and peace has been restored, and the camera slowly zooms out to just burning cities all over the place because we've killed like 20 things and we're like, well, our job here's done. There are 20 less demons on this planet. Completed. We did it. Let's go back to our home. And meanwhile, the residents are just like, no, they're all over the planet. Actually, we're in serious trouble. Please don't go.
Yeah. All you did was clear out
bat thing over here.
All you did was clear out John's backyard.
Yeah.
My backyard's still invaded with demons. Peggy over there, she's like half dead. That was like 20 square yards of dirt that you claimed back for us.
I like it.
Thanks.
We got a warehouse full of weapons over here. Could you help us with that, maybe? Nah, we just wanted to clear out these woods. These woods were really nice.
Yeah, and we'll come back next week after the reset.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to wait a whole week? So, another thing, this has kind of got me thinking about what might be a really cool raid at some point. Like, if we're actually going after Sargeras or something like that, wouldn't it be neat? So you go into the raid portal, and it's a portal to another world. And then you just keep killing bosses and going through portals, and each, like, boss encounter is on an entirely different world. Everything's so different. And then we wouldn't have to deal with the whole, okay, this raid is green again. Or this one's full of orcs again. Like, can you imagine, like, just you're chasing after the boss? Like, I don't know if it'd be like you're actually physically chasing them, or if you're just like, I don't know, plotting your course through jump points to try to get there or something.
Yeah, I think that would be very cool. It's a very cool idea. I do like that. And it would give us a chance give them a chance to really spread out some more lore and drop more seeds for later on, which I hope is kind of what they may be doing with the invasions. Because, I mean, it's new names, could be new planets, could be all that stuff. But I think it'd be really great to kind of, like you said, break up the monotony of the color scheme or the theme of that raid. Because,
I'd like
too
to
many
see
orcs.
I'd like to see one where we go through the portal and like the objective one is to like go down and capture a point, and then you have to go north and you have to capture another point, and then someone that's in the party with you becomes like a giant dragon maybe, and then you guys have to stomp down like through a bunch of towers and forts and stuff, and you have to blow up an orb at the end. And, like, it's not full, like, there's a bunch of trash that just keeps coming at you, but there's some bosses in there.
Do you have trash on your side, too?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're funneling in.
I think you're in luck, though, John.
Yeah.
I think that there might be a game for you that sounds just like that.
Oh, really? Well, that sounds fantastic.
I'm not sure on the name, though. I keep thinking of Core. But no,
yeah,
that
the
can't
game
be right.
Core sounds
that
like
can't be right.
the raid.
No, it's League of something.
No,
League
it's
of Dota?
not.
League of Dota 3.
I'm just saying, like, we're going through a bunch of portals. We could go to the Nexus. It wouldn't be unheard of.
No,
You
I
know,
would actually be
that
cool
would
with
actually be very, very cool if we
like just a
total-
one lane thing from our perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Varian. You're not in pieces. Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Hello, hero.
You're also dressed like a Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's be done. Yeah. It's good. One thing I think that if they did do that, they could really throw in some really cool things where maybe they're on a smaller planet with lower gravity, and
That could be cool.
you can jump higher, and that may be part where you jump on higher platforms, or you get knocked back farther. You know, it's kind of like going outside of the moon base on Overwatch. You know, I think if they, it might be kind of gimmicky, but I think it'd be a cool idea.
Or if there were
If they
like
did
two towers on like a spinning meteor. Hold on, you all think it's one of these but if there was a meteor spinning and the portal took you and there were two towers and they had a flag in one of the towers and you had a flag, and there was low gravity and you were all given weapons that just instantly killed whoever you were shooting at and they looked like lasers.
Man,
Doesn't that sound fun? That sounds fun to me.
that sounds like something I would have
Let's go get
enjoyed
some
back
Unreal
in like 1998. I would really love that back in 1998.
Yeah, back
think
in
that's
2000,
about
I'd be all over that.
Yeah,
That's about when it was 2000.
I would have loved it then, and I probably would have loved it now. So,
Yeah. Interesting raid we're talking about.
We could call it Facing Planets.
Right.
A fortress with a team in it, maybe.
Yeah. There's a red team and a blue team,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we could, and if it did well, we could make another one right after,
yeah.
And then sell hats.
and we could sell it. And I'm thinking the artwork would be orange. It'd be like an orange. It would be a box that's colored orange. And who's to say we couldn't put other games in there too?
Oh
as
no.
well?
Okay, so another bit of the raid. There's this big, flash portal thing, and then there's this like kind of tall, skinny guy who looks like he's kind of old, like an old Rob Lowe or something with gray hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then we pop out
yeah.
into like the cityscape.
Okay.
And then there's this guy holding a crowbar who doesn't say anything but looks kind of like me.
Yeah.
And you're running around, and then there's these little like these creatures, and they just want to hug, but they want to hug your face.
Yeah, and you can't
Space
type.
lobsters.
You can't type. Typing's disabled.
Yeah, exactly.
But you
Yeah,
get a
space
sick
lobster.
gravity gun.
Yeah, you like throw saw blades and stuff. That'd be a cool portal to go through.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah, I
lot.
think
There's
so.
all I'm saying is there's a lot of options. It doesn't have to just be forest, ice, lava, and blood. Like there's other alternatives that we could go to.
Like, imagine if you showed up to Tristram.
yeah. Man,
That'd be cool.
Stay a
Diablo
while
showed
and
up.
listen.
They could totally do Diablo in this game because Demon Hunters basically turn into Diablo. So you just
Yeah.
need to do a big red version of that, and you got Diablo.
And you show up in Tristram. Oh crap! Where are all these Diablos coming from?
Oh wait, they're blind. Something's different.
And then we go through another portal, and then we're on a giant wooden box. We're in the middle of a giant wooden box, and there's towers and things on all four corners. And for some reason, like either Uther is behind us, or
The giant Uther.
yeah, like the giant one, or a giant Jaina Proudmoore, or Garrosh Hellscream's behind us.
Mhm.
And for some reason, there's these giant floating rectangles.
Sure.
Look kind of weird, and they're just floating. And all of a sudden, you see one come out, and then ads will spawn in front of you.
Great.
For some
Yeah.
reason, you have to defeat, and the other bosses on the other side, and these other people coming at you, and then like all these other weird things from other expansions come out. It's almost like you're in a game of some sort, almost
the
like the
weird thing
chess
is-
match in Kara, but
Yeah.
but a little
weird
bit more
thing is,
expansive,
When those
customizable
ads
too.
spawn, they take a nap for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
or
don't
at
do
least,
stuff
like,
right.
30
Well, some of
seconds.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of them don't do stuff for a while. It's kind of weird.
Guys, you
Yeah,
know
they
what
kinda,
would have
like,
been
charge
really
at you.
funny? If when they redid Karazhan, if instead of like chess, it was checkers.
Hey,
It was just like, hey, now Medivh's done with chess. He's at checkers now. You've defeated him once, and he was like, "This game's stupid. I'm gonna play
No.
checkers."
No, it would be even better if we did the whole montage from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey of all the different games. Like it's like the opera event. You don't know which game you're gonna get. It's like
Mhm.
Battleship or Connect 4.
You all have to play a rousing game of Uno.
That's a great game to play.
It is. It is.
Games.
Mm-hmm. I love Uno. Some might say I'd choose that over incredibly complicated things when we have a limited amount of time to play something.
Sure, it's almost like you had any game in the world you could have chosen to play, and you came back with Uno.
Because we hadn't played any of the games there, and no one knew how to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with something familiar. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, we played the hell out of Uno, so
And you had fun.
I did.
And then I confuse you all with weird rules.
Yeah, what's up with your house rules?
Because the house always wins.
Except you lost.
Fair enough.
Yeah. This house, however, is incredibly happy that both of you joined us for this episode. So, Mew, Marconin, thank you both very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to get to see you guys, talk to you guys again. And it
Yeah.
won't be long till we'll do it again.
I know, I'm so excited for it for both of you. You get giant hugs.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of BlizzCon, and before you guys say your goodbyes, I do want to say that somewhere near the end of this episode, keep listening. We are going to have a special message from Ro, which pertains to our BlizzCon prediction show. So,
I actually have it queued up whenever we want, John.
do you want to play it right now, Ben?
Yeah, I think I will. In
Then
fact,
we
I was
don't-
actually getting there.
Then we don't even need to warn people. We can just say, it's coming right now.
Hi, Ben. Hi, Todd. Hi, everyone. We're literally a month and a half away. That means less time for predictions like Fast and Furious here on the Azeroth Roundtable. You know, the BlizzCon prediction episodes are among my favorite all year. But who will get to compete this year to be king or queen of the Roundtable? Who will John possibly get to say robbed him of his rightful crown? Well, that's partly up to you. Until the end of this month, you can nominate guests that have appeared on the show in 2017 to be one of the contestants for the BlizzCon prediction episode. All you need to do is go to bit.ly/Murloc2017. That's bit.ly/Murloc2017. That will take you to a Google form where you'll vote for 3 guests. The 6 highest vote getters from this nomination period will move on to a final vote that you'll participate in, and the rest is history. One more time, that's bit.ly/Murloc2017. You have until the end of the month to vote in round 1, and the final vote will start on October 6th. I'll talk to you next time, and may the best Murloc win.
So there you go.
Interesting.
So,
Nice.
We'll put a big disclaimer on here. We have not asked any of these people yet. So
Yeah.
this all comes with a great big asterisk that says, assuming they can be there. So
Yes.
we will go with your first choice, assuming they can be there, and we'll give you a chance to decide who's going to be competing. Not that it matters, because I'm going to win.
Well, so
Good
when
try.
6 people cancel in front of me, then I'll show up.
I don't know, Mew. That seems a little presumptive that you're going to be number 7.
Yeah, you
That's
might
true.
be number 2. You never know.
Yeah, it'd be 10 or 15.
Well, look, the fact that you guys are on this episode is actually pretty good because it's like, oh, I remember those guys. They were on the episode where they announced
I
this.
just heard them. They were good. I did like them.
Yeah, we
Yeah, but-
enjoyed their company.
But let's be honest. I'm not going to vote for myself.
Well, you're gonna get more than one vote.
Yeah. Come on, you can vote 2 reasonable, and then you can say, let's save 1 for me.
See, I'm-
Besides, you can vote from work. You can vote from your phone. I mean, look, there's multiple ways to do it.
Well, you know what would be really funny is if you led this amazing campaign, vote from you, and you got a ton of votes, and then you were like, I can't make it.
sounds about
It's like,
Sorry, I gotta wash my hair that weekend.
It's just a bad night.
Well, it is pretty long.
Just-
I mean, there's
just
a
a-
chance of that.
It's just a
Yeah.
bad night. As we found out last year, you really only have to show up to 1 of the 2 episodes. Wait,
Jules
was
was
that-
totally there.
I
Yeah,
think it's
totally
been
there,
long enough that
silent
we
the
can
entire
say
time.
Jules was not there. It's been enough time. We can break the illusion on this. The episode where Jules was there, she was not there.
You know, I actually asked her about that, and people have asked if she was actually there in quiet.
You've shattered my dreams.
Yeah.
I had this total idea of how things were, and now you've just shattered it.
All
See,
reality
chat,
is a lie.
no one thought she was. I agree. I don't think that was, to me, the joke. But people have mentioned that maybe they wondered if she was there. We did say she wasn't feeling good and just wasn't going to talk much. Turns out she didn't talk at all because she wasn't there.
Yeah.
So really, we only need you for one episode. And then we
Yeah.
just pretend you got sick at the con and can't talk. Like,
Yeah.
Or you actually did get sick at the con again.
yeah.
Heck,
In
I
Jules'
mean-
case, that was true. I'm just
Yeah.
leaving it out for other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but so anyways, go do your votes and everything. I'm actually really interested to see how it's going to play out. So yeah. In the meantime, though, Mew, how can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at the Mewkow. You can find my segments at altitis.net. And you can also hear me this Sunday on the AE podcast. I believe we're talking about Eve. It could be. And we're in game.
All right. Marconin, how about you?
Well, you can always find me on Twitter at Marconin Wow. That's at MarconinWow. You can also hear me on Taran Think Tank with the aforementioned Jules. We do our recordings on Thursday nights. And you can find our show at Taran Think Tank on Twitter or TaranThinkTank.com.
Right. John, if someone was looking for you, where would be a good place to start?
Well, hey, everybody. John here. And if you want more of me, you can follow me on Twitter at John_Jagger. You can catch me on Twitch streaming, twitch.tv/Revendon, or talking about Heroes of the Storm on Core, which is the Heroes of the Storm show that's part of the Frog Pants Network. You can find out more about that at heroesforyou.com. Benjamin!
Yes, Jonathan.
Where can people find you, my
well, the best-
fine feathered friend?
I have feathers?
I don't know.
That explains so much.
You do now, man. Congratulations. We're all very proud of you.
All right. Well, the best place you can find me is on Twitter. I'm at Ben the Mage. I do a show with the Ludra called Battle Pets, where we talk about battle pets in the World of Warcraft. We have fun with that. Take a listen. We're also giving away some pets, so check the Twitter for that. It's Battle Pets Show.
Battle pets, you say?
Battle pets?
Yeah.
Battle Pets.
Battle pets?
Yep. This show, however, Azeroth Roundtable, you can find us on Twitter. We are at AzerothRT. If you have any questions, comments, want to tell us your really cool, planet ideas for the Running Through Portals raid, send those to AzerothRoundtable@gmail.com. You can find us on Discord. We have our own Discord server. Go to AzerothRoundtable.com. You can find the link there, as well as every single episode we've ever done. If you're looking for all of our episodes, though, you can also look on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Alpha Geek Radio.
Round table. I thought that stood for random tangent.
Close.
I mean, it basically does. Hey, everybody, it's the end of the show. It's the part of the show where I tell you this show that you just listened to was made possible by you. That's right, you. Going to patreon.com/AzerothRT and supporting us. We do ever so appreciate it. And we want to give a special shout out, as always, to those in the Murloc Club, Aaron and Simon. Thank you for your above and beyond patronage. I don't think that's how you say that, even with an accent. And so that once again is patreon.com/AzerothRT.
Yep. Thank you very much for joining us for this episode. It was rather fun talking about portals, shadows, and of course, flying hot tubs. Good night, everybody.
Now you're thinking with portals.
I like flying hot tubs.
Oh, dang it. I stopped recording.
Dang it.
I think it was just quiet enough. I'm like, okay, we're done. So, anyways, let me just save the file here.
It's a hot tub with a view. A change in view.
Hey, Ben, I have a cool Twitch add-on that lets me do giveaways in the chat. Do you want me to do it?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great because I have no idea how we're going to give this away yet.
Yeah, that sounds pretty useful.
Okay, hold on.
Do you need to log into this Twitch to do it?
Nope.
No. Well, good. All right. How do you do it then?
It's an add-on. Okay. So Ben, I need you to think of a word that you want people to say.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm gonna probably say it because they'll type it before I can type it, and then it'll just cause all sorts of problems. So hold on. Just give me a minute.
Let's give it live.
Just give me a minute.
Okay. Hold on. I need to think of a word still. Okay, I got a word.
Okay, hold on. It didn't load properly.
Okay. Do you want me to give it to you in Skype?
This isn't going well.
I see that.
I'm trying. Yeah. Send it to me in Skype. Okay.
I sent it.
Cool.
You got it?
Yeah.
It's a word.
All right. The word is pyro.
Hold on. What do they have to do? Do they just need to just type it?
Just type it. Pyroblast. Yeah. Type pyroblast in the chat.
And then the add-on will see them type it, and it puts their name on the list.
Pyroblast. Cool. It should. Hey, there we go. It's working. I think. As soon as people start typing it.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, so we're going to let that go for a moment. Bunch of pyroblasts going on.
Oh, that's like way easier to do.
It's like some sweet
guessing and stuff.
Mage casting.
Rhinoplast
will not get you a win, but we appreciate you typing it nonetheless.
Yeah.
So we'll just give it a minute and then we'll roll. And
does it matter if it's capital or not?
Scott peed. That was a word for a different giveaway. But I'm glad that it still remains a joke.
Well, good.
All right, I'm going to say we're rolling in 10, 9, 8. Why did I start at 10? We're going to stop in 4, 3, 2, 1. Geotris, you're the winner.
Hey, congrats, Geotris.
Woo! You're a winner.
You're a winner. Geotris.
Okay, how do I whisper Geotris?
Click their name.
Wait, no, it's going away. Whisper.
Click whisper.
Enjoy your reward.
Some say typing pyroblast was its own reward.
It's a great spell.
Nobody says that.
What? It's a great spell? No, it's a great spell.
No, nobody says that it was the reward. People wanted a pet.
Oh, don't share passwords or personal information. I'm getting an email address. Do you think that's bad? That's personal information.
Well, why don't you just send the? Oh, do you need the email address?
Yeah, so I can send the gift email through Blizzard.
Oh.
I'm making it all legit, dude.
Oh. Wolverines. I don't know why I always think of Fable when I do that voice.
Okay, let's see. My payment is pending. Shadow is such a great pet, though.
It really is.
And you still need to get it. I haven't had a chance to this week.
All right. Geotris, check your email. You should have it now.
Wait, so I almost just said sweet, like I'm the one who won the pet. Sweet, good deal, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for the pet.
Man.
Really excited about that pet, bro. Thanks.
Thanks, dude.
Man, that's so cool. I'll check my email right now. Cool, already got it. Cool, already redeemed. Cool, pet's great.
It's magic.
I had it for a week.
I type /sit, sat on my lap. 10 out of 10.
Magic.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, come over here. I got Fox sitting on my lap. John gave it to me. No, not that John. The other John.
The Ben John.
The John Ben?
John Ben.
What?
Hey, everybody. You're listening to Azeroth Roundtable with John and the other John, whose name is Ben.
You know, John, the two of us put together are almost a character from Game of Thrones.
John.
No, Benjen.
Who's almost a character in Les Mis.
John Benjen.
Oh, would
Who
that be,
am I?
would that be
I'm John Benjen. And so, Marconin, you see it's true. This show means so much more than you. Who am I? I don't know.
Well done. Better than Russell Crowe.
Yeah, no kidding. Although I was actually singing Wolverine's part.
Yeah, well, whatever. I don't know.
it's still better than
Russell Crowe was so bad as Javert. Oh, it made me so mad. Like, I'm sitting there. It's one of my favorite musicals. I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, this is great. Okay, you know, it's a little different. I'm cool with it. It's oh God, he can't sing, can he?
No.
Yeah.
It was very unfortunate, and that was actually the first time I'd ever seen Les Mis top to bottom.
I'm sorry.
No,
really sorry.
No, I loved it, man. I really enjoyed it. Of course, Russell Crowe's was the weak spot, but overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. They did a good job otherwise.
Yes.
And I mean, you got to admit the costume design, the set, like everything else in there was really good. But
yeah.
Yeah. In fact, when I auditioned for Little Shop of Horrors in high school, I sang Stars, and ended up to be good enough in the chorus, which means I wasn't very good apparently.
I was about to say, who were you? Were you the plant? Were you Audrey too?
Oh, I would have loved to be Audrey too, or even one of the puppeteers. But no, I ended up in the chorus. I was the man, Bernstein.
I don't remember you from the movie.
So you're the man, huh?
Yeah, when I was the man. No, that's actually how I was credited. The man.
The man.
Yeah, I got to stand on stage and pretend to beat my quote unquote wife. It was not a fun part for me. Then I got to run off stage and then change clothes really fast and be the first customer that notices the plant.
Ben can now be... Oh, sorry, Marconin. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say we did Sound of Music in high school, and they needed extras, so I ended up being a Nazi soldier and a ballroom dancer.
Oh, no.
At the same time?
Yes. Well, they had us holding these giant Nazi flags because we're supposed to be like the bit, you know, there's like two on each side of the stage. Yeah. And at one of the performances, somebody's, and it was no wait, it was a different scene. It was when I was also a Nazi soldier. We're looking for the family.
Well,
and
Conan,
it, like,
how many times have you been a Nazi?
In high school, twice. Or no, it's like 2 or 3 performances. So there's one scene where the lights are down and we're searching for the Von Trapp family. We have flashlights and we're looking around, you know, on the stage. And one night, somebody in the audience coughed during the silence, and just at a moment of just like, I don't know why, I beamed the light into the audience and was like looking around, and like there was
that was great.
And there was like a younger gal was in like in one of the front rows, and she like curled up into a ball in her chair because she thought I was looking right at her.
Now that is using your audience.
Look at that. Marconin's making the most out of his gig.
Yeah.
Ben, I want to give you a chance to redeem yourself, okay? I want you to do so. Chat wrote "Feed me, Seymour, feed me," and you didn't get your chance to be Audrey too. So now's your big chance. Let's hear your best. "Feed me, Seymour, feed me." Let's see if you could be Audrey too now.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second to kind of get into it. Hold on.
Yeah. Get into character. Find the character, man. And guys, we're gonna be supportive of Ben, no matter what happens, no matter what comes out of his mouth. We're gonna just clap and be supportive. Now, let me ask you. Now he can hear us right now. Hold on, I gotta ask them a question. So Ben can hear us, but do you think Ben's gonna try to make it his own, or do you think he's gonna do an impersonation of the movie?
Maybe half and half.
Yeah, you think like try for one and become the other?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say 3/4 and 3/4.
Okay, good. We've got many fourths. Handle it.
Yes.
Ben, are you ready?
1 second. Beatrice hasn't gotten his email yet.
Okay, guys, we got another moment to think about Ben's great performance. Here it comes. No pressure, but you know, do you have the butterflies, Ben?
Okay. No, I don't actually.
Okay, that's good. Well, no, that's bad because it means we're not putting the proper amount of pressure.
Yes, I have the horrible amount of butterflies.
Okay, Ben, this is your big moment.
That's better.
This is your big moment.
Feed me.
That's not
There,
the
that's all I
line.
got.
That's not the line.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
Nobody. Yeah, we're being supportive. Give him claps. Give him
Thank you.
little polite claps. Good job.
Thanks. I
Good job,
appreciate
Ben.
it. Oh, thank you.
You needed the line twice, but other than that, you did quite well.
Well, that's because it's first slowly waking up. I had to envision Seymour just kind of turning and looking and be like, "What?"
Uh-huh.
So yeah, no, I was playing it.
Yeah, good. You found it. Now, Ben, don't be afraid to let the character go. I don't want to hear about you eating people.
I don't know, John. I'm method. You know that.
I know. Well, you got to let it go. Your time in the sun is over.
Let it go. Let it go.
Ben, did you hear about the frustrated cannibal?
Method man.
The frustrated what? Cannibal?
Cannibal?
No.
He threw up his arms.
Oh. I did hear about when that one cannibal said, was kind of eating something, felt kind of weird. Turned to his friend. Turns out it was a clown. He said, "Hey, does this taste funny to you?"
Mm-hmm.
I butchered that.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad.
That's okay.
So did the cannibal.
Ooh, Deathwing cup. Or is that the Kill Jaden cup? The chat room can't see us at all, so I just.
Oh no, it's the
Kill
naked
Jaden,
lady cup.
Ah.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
I don't like that lady. She's kind of red and demony.
Yeah.
And a dude.
Yeah, totally, dude.
All right,
man.
gang.
This is a fun show.
Yeah, that was a good time. We gave away a
thanks for coming
pet.
on, guys.
We had some
Yeah.
fun. We talked about our recent WoW achievement. We've been playing a lot of WoW. There's been a lot of WoW.
It's good. Woo,
Yeah.
piece of zero.
Ooh, piece of zero.
So yeah, this is seriously like the puzzle expansion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Are we gonna have find Zira in Heroes of the Storm next? Is that how it works?
Yep, that's a little mini game before the match starts. You got to go pick up Zira.
Well, you still haven't put Kindy back together yet.
No.
That totally. I meant to talk about it earlier, but speaking of Zira and the heart and whatnot,
Mhm.
have any of you've played the Warlock stuff?
Nope.
So there's
not really, no.
there's a really funny line. You need to play the Warlock at least long enough until you get the heart of Zira.
Oh, okay.
Because you know how in every other class hall you bring the heart in, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you show up to the Warlock class hall with the Heart of Light, and you hand it over to your historian. He's like, "This is a joke, right? Serious? This is gotta be a joke, right? Okay."
Oh, that's great.
I thought you were going to say they leave it on the front porch.
It's just sitting in Dollar End next to the portal.
Yeah.
Like, just
Hey,
sitting, just leaned up.
Is this
Yeah.
someone's? We found this.
Will the
Free to
owner
a
of a
good
large
home.
Will the owner of a large piece of a Naru please make your way to the portal, please?
Oh, I think that's mine. Nope, that one's not mine.
It's just on the curb with the sign that says free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be good.
Needs a good home.
All right, gang. We're calling it there. Everybody who showed up tonight, you're wonderful. We thank you. And don't stop believing.
Don't